Hi folks, have a KEURRIG 2.0 coffee maker, and with these ones here you need a special cup. The K cups that go inside here, the old ones do not work, and simply for the reason is that the new ones have a ring around the cup itself and the old ones don't. So when you put the old cups inside the machine, you get an error message here when you go to activate the button and make your coffee. So I want to be able to use any cup I want to in here. Now what I'm going to do myself is I'm actually going to go a little bit deep into the machine to eliminate the sensor that's up on the underside of this. But what can take place is that on that cup with the ring, the white ring, on that eye, if somebody doesn't want to go through the process of going deep with inside it, then all they have to do is remove a portion of that white lip, and you'll see the eye up here. It's quite obvious if someone looks. They can actually see where the eye is, where it's detecting that white ring. All you have to do is take a piece of that white ring and basically glue it up over the eye, and that's going to solve your problem. That's all you have to do, and you can put any cup in here, any K cup, and it's going to make your coffee for you. But I'm going to go a little further than that, and I'm going to actually go a little bit deeper into the machine, and I'm going to eliminate the wire that needs to be eliminated. I'm going to cut the wire that needs to be cut in order to achieve the same purpose. Because I just want to be able to use any K cup and not have to worry about, you know, the K cups with the white ring and the ones that don't. And I'm assuming that down the road all these K cups are going to have a white ring. So I guess at one point it's not going to matter anymore. But that point's not here yet. And this machine, we just got it. And we have some of them cups without the white ring. And as of now, they're not usable. So I want to make them become usable, because I don't want to waste the cups. There's still good coffee in them cups. So I'm going to go deeper in the machine and remove the right wire that needs to be removed, to eliminate that little sensor that's on the underside of this lift up handle portion. And there's two screws basically like so. Those two screws need to be removed, and then this top portion here will slide out and lift up, and then you can see down inside. And when I get to that point, I will show you. So I'm going to remove the screws, and I'll be back with you here in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I undid those two screws. Now this top piece here, it's a little bit tricky getting it off, so I wouldn't recommend anybody just prying it. You're going to end up breaking it. It's really simple to get off. It kind of slides, so you kind of lift it up a little bit, and it's just a matter of pushing down at the back. So this front part will lift up, and then, you know, keep it up. And then come to the front of it, and then just slide it back a little bit and then up. There's a little clip. Here, I'll flip it upside down, take it right out. There's this piece here. You see, it just slides inside there, and that's what holds it on. And that's all there is to it. And then there's those two screws that go, one there and one there, of course. But as far as the back portion of it, it just slides in right there. You can see it. Like a little triangle kind of shaped piece, and that piece goes right up over here. So when that piece is off, you can see the wires back in here. Now there's a little green wire. It's a really tiny little wire. You want to locate the green wire in here. And get yourself something to cut that wire with. You want to make sure you cut the right wire, and that's that little wee small green wire. Lift it up like that, like so. So it's not, no other wires are in the way. And I'm just going to cut it. Just like that. And I'm not even going to worry about taping it back up or any of the above. I'm going to actually make it even shorter, so there's no hope that anything can short out here. There, I left a gap. So the green wire, I left a gap in between it. Now, that little eye that is underneath here is no longer going to be working, so it's not going to be able to detect any cup. So any cup now that I put in here and close this lid down, I can start my process of making coffee. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing more to it than that. Now I'm going to go a step further, because apparently, and I don't know for sure, but within inside of here there's a reed switch, and I'm going to remove that reed switch, and apparently, I don't know for sure, that's going to give me a different menu on the screen here when I plug the machine in. It's going to give me different options. So I really want them different options, because that's going to be able to, I guess, apparently adjust my temperature of the water and adjust the amount of water that the machine itself releases. So 6 ounces, 12 ounces, or whatever it's going to be. So I'm going to go even deeper into the machine, and I'm going to remove that little reed switch and join them wires together. That's what I found out. Those two wires have to go join together from the switch itself. And then after that happens, there's a full menu that will show up here that a person can go through the menu and just automatically select whatever they want, their preference would be for the amount of water and that type of thing. I don't exactly know what the menu is going to all show me, but that's what I'm going to do to this machine. I want that full menu. So I'll take it apart and I'll get a little bit involved with it and show you, but I'm not going to film it taking it apart. It's just too complicated. I see that there's little clips that need to be gently removed. You can see this gently pulls out, and then there's going to be a bottom portion. These two pieces actually here are going to separate. So there's a clip here, and there's clips all around it, and that's the only thing that holds it. So once I'm going to undo those little clips, you got to be very gentle because they'll just break off. It's only plastic here we're dealing with. Then I'm going to separate them two very carefully, and I'm going to look for that reed switch and remove the reed switch, and then dismantle them wires that go to the switch, and I'm going to join them together and seal it up away from moisture and any kind of chance of shorting itself out. So I'm going to get to that, and I'm going to separate this, and once I do, I'll come back and I'll show everybody what I've done. Okay, until then. Okay, I removed all those clips, and this top piece here where the screen is really, really loose. Now I'm going to try and lift this up so everybody can see what I'm going to be doing here. You don't want to pry too much and break anything, so you want to be very gentle with this top part here. Okay, now you can see down inside there's that little, right here, there's a little square thing. That there's a switch, and there's wires that go to it, which are here. So what I'm going to do, it's pretty tedious here, delicate. So you're going to want to be careful when you're messing with this thing like this. So I'm going to basically cut these two wires, and I'm going to splice them together. So I'm going to cut them, I'm going to strip them, and then I'm going to splice them together. Just going to twist them together, and then I'm going to actually solder them together, and then I'm going to tape them up. I should use a piece of heat shrink, but I don't have any heat shrink, so tape's going to work. Electrical tape, black electrical tape. So I'm going to cut these wires and I'm going to get to it, and that's what needs to be done. It's pretty self-explanatory once you know where to go and do it. Now I've been told this. Now I'm going by being told. I'm going to trust in what I was told, and I'm going to do that. And I hope the results are what I was told are going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. If it don't work, I can always just redo what I undid. So there'll be no real major harm done. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them wires. And I don't think I'm going to be able to film it because I don't feel like getting the tripod out. So I'm going to use the same cutter here. There's, I cut the wires. I'm not going to try and remove that switch down there. I'm just going to leave it alone. Leave it right in place, and all I have left to do now is splice the wires, which are these two here. Join them two wires together. It's that simple. So I'll be back with you after I get that done. Okay, it's all sealed up, taped up, soldered up. So now all I'm going to do is basically tuck that wire back inside and clip this back together and plug it in and see what happens. Like I say, this isn't a guarantee. I don't know if this is going to work for sure or not. Give me a full menu, but it's definitely worth a try because I would like to have that full menu. So I'm not going to be able to video this. I'm going to tuck that wire back inside though, just away from everything. And then clip all these little clips back together and put this back into place. And then get the top part back on. And I'll show you how easy it is to get this piece back on. I can do that with one hand and slide it back in place. Alrighty, until then. Okay, got that piece clipped back in. Wasn't all that difficult. Just have to line it up. And then when you get it pushed down, you're going to have to use your finger and push in them clips on that little tab so it locks back in place. Now it's time to put this piece back in, the top portion. Just slides. So I find it easiest, I kind of pre-trialed this here. I find it easiest to open it and then just go down. So you want to go down and then kind of go on it back and then slide it upward. Just like that. Then I'll put them two screws back on the underside of it, and that's all. That's the end of the story. So I'm going to plug it in and see what happens and see if I was told a fib or if I was told the truth. I don't really know. But you will be my witness and you can see it along with me for the first time. And I don't really even know how these machines all work really all together, so bear with me as I'm kind of trying to figure it out myself. So I'm going to try and push this button, see what happens. Oh geez, it's telling me it's preheating. Okay. Just not too sure here what's going to happen. We'll let it go through its preheat cycle. I'll have some of my coffee. I'm actually going to push this machine ahead a little bit. Get the cord from underneath there. Just in case this decides to start letting water go, I'm going to put my cup underneath it, just in case, so there's no mess. Really simple process. If this works, is it ever a simple process? There's the menu, full menu. See that? Now, I'm assuming, I don't exactly know what all these numbers mean, but I definitely have a full menu. Now I'm going to have to do some research to find out what these are meaning. So if I push 3, I'm not too sure what's going to happen. So I'm not going to push any of them, because there's actually water in there, and we'll leave it alone. But you can see it worked. So I'm just going to power it down. So I need to look into find out what these all mean. I don't know. But it definitely worked. So everybody can tell that it's a good way of going about getting a full menu and bypassing the K-cups. Let me get a K-cup and I'll show you that it actually does not detect a wrong cup. Be right back with you. Okay, I have one of these K-cups. Now this one here is the wrong one for the KEURRIG 2.0. This should have a white ring around it. This one don't. So before I touch this and made some modifications, I would put that cup in there and I would get like an oops message basically telling me it's the wrong cup. So I'm going to put this cup in here. I'm going to close the lid down. As soon as I close that lid down, if what I did does not work, then I'm going to get a message that basically it's the wrong cup. So let's just see what happens. Well, I'm not getting that message. Oh, push this handle down. I got the menu. So I'm going to try and push a button here and see what happens. I'm going to push 2. Oh boy, that's 14 ounces. I better get myself a couple extra cups, because this cup here is going to fill up. I don't even think there's 14 ounces of water in this. So I'm going to actually put the thermos pot in here. This way I know I'm going to be not having an overflow and making a mess. Oh, okay, well I'm going to push 1. I don't really understand what these things mean here. I'm going to lift it up again. I'm going to push it down again. I'm going to push 3. 14 ounces. Strong. Not strong. I'm going to have to learn this menu now. Boy, do I ever have some options. So I'm going to push this button. Oh, more water please. Okay, well you get the idea. I'm not going to add any more water. I just won't make this cup of coffee. I'll try and push continue to see what happens. No, there's not enough water inside the machine, so I'm going to end it. But you can see obviously that it worked, and it worked well. I didn't get my error message for the wrong cup. And I have a full menu now. That's beautiful. It worked. That's great. Thank you for watching, folks. Subscribe if you have not, and thank you very much for those that have.